Um, I watched every minute of that planning commission meeting, so I feel like I've gone through this twice already. Um, this is a de novo hearing, so we're entitled to take whatever new evidence in. I will say, though, that what was the basis for the denial of the planning commission just doesn't hold now. If one of the main reasons was displacement of a business, well, I think it's been shown that that doesn't happen and isn't happening here. And the question about affiliation with youth organizations, again, based on the questions that I asked, I mean, it's up to a youth organization if they, in fact, want to affiliate. It's by no means mandated. So if there are concerns about youth organizations, then, that's their prerogative. I would agree with the mayor. This is strictly a land use issue from my perspective. I do understand and appreciate the concerns about the perception that there's a lot of these in the city. I think we have, I'll save most of my comments for an item coming up later, but I think 6 or 7 is what we have open right now. The vast majority of which have been open within the last 2 months. I think the first one was at the end of last year. So we don't even really have much of a track record on impacts, and I haven't heard any evidence of any specific impacts. So for those reasons, I'll be supporting the motion. First, let me say I respect my colleagues' positions wherever you land on this. I think they offer some very compelling arguments, and this has been a kind of troubling issue for us, as you have heard. We're still kind of grappling with what the amendments to the ordinance look like. And so this is a bit of an awkward situation to be in. Nevertheless, I recognize this is a very emotional issue, and so my approach has been a much more sober one, and I think I echo Councilmember Marr's comment that at its heart, this is a land use issue. And I think it's unequivocal that 3 adult businesses located side by side by side creates a concentration. We don't have a standard for concentration. It's not part of our special regulations for cannabis, but as Councilmember Marr also pointed out, this is a discretionary approval. It's a conditional use permit. And I believe it was Ms. Loftus who actually pointed that out. That is the safeguard for us here. And having spent 4 years on the Planning Commission, I recognize that conditional use permits, as I had staff confirm, run with the land. And to me, that's a very distinct point here, in that even if a cannabis business fails, that land use entitlement sticks until it is affirmatively removed by the city or the future applicant wants it removed. So I see a concentration existing here. I would agree with the comment that it's not about the applicant, it's about location. I enjoyed my conversations with Mr. Adams. I find him to be very genuine and conscientious. I have no doubt about your issues as an operator, and I think what you've proposed is a good project, just not in the right location. And that leads me to the fact that the concentration does, in fact, change the character of the neighborhood. Not just the adjacent residential neighborhood, but the business neighborhood. Councilmember Reynolds pointed out, this is our historic downtown. I don't know that we have a grand vision for it, but I don't expect people to have the idea of 3 cannabis businesses, not 4. I don't want anybody to consider that we're including a pending application. It's just what's before us. But the 3 right next to each other is really a change of character. And to my mind, it's not what my constituents on the east side think of for our historic downtown.